Welcome to Yappin About Young Justice, a podcast retrospective about the cartoon series Young Justice. Now, we started this podcast as we are hotly anticipating a season 3 pickup from Netflix, and we decided to look back and commentate over episodes of Young Justice from the 2 seasons that they gave us. So without further ado, let's get started. My name is Holden.
And I'm Jackson.
And this is Yappin' About Young Justice. Alright, so turn on your copy of Young Justice. It's episode 5, titled Schooled. So pull up your Netflix, your Amazon, your DVD, your iTunes. Maybe even turn on the TV, because you live in a Truman-like world. A Truman Show-like world. Alright, so we're getting ready to hit play now.
Hey, WB animation logo. Yep. And we see the city and the Golden Gate.
Well, it's not the Golden Gate Bridge, it's in Metropolis, Jackson. So it's the Metropolis. It's the silver.
Yeah, the Lex Luthor.
The silver fenced bridge.
Oh snap! And school bus is in trouble. LexCorp truck.
Why'd that car run right into it? It could have braked. It could have braked.
Looks like an episode of Grand Theft Auto, the show, right?
Good thing Bruce Wayne's sitting there.
Wait, but I thought this was Metropolis.
No, that's Superman. Well, he's got a Wayne Tech building, obviously from Batman v Superman, Jackson. Well, we know that from Batman v Superman, he has a building in Metropolis.
Okay.
I imagine he probably would have,
does that mean that the show takes place in the Batman v Superman verse?
Yes, Jackson. All of this happens after Batman v Superman.
Okay, so that means that one day Superman will have his underwear as he should be, and it'll be back to being good.
Yep.
And besides, Batman was like, I'll go down there. What was he going to do?
I don't know. He's going to do something.
I mean,
he could have saved all those kids out of the bus.
Yeah, but it was falling off.
Yeah, but he could have saved all the kids. He could have been like, kids, get out of there. And opened up the door, and then all the kids would have gotten out, and then the bus would have fallen.
Maybe. Or he could open up the door and been like, kids, and then it fell over, and they died.
And he's like, damn it. And then he looked up, and he saw Superman up there. He's like, ooh.
Why didn't you help? Okay, so this scene is establishing that, like, Superman's giving Superboy some shit.
Yeah, because he's like, you're my clone, but I don't really like you. Leave me alone, but I'm going to give you shit anyways. And he's like, well, why don't you help me? And he's like, that's Batman's job. I'm gone.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't feel like taking care of a kid. I'm Superman. Superman works alone. Batman, he's the one with the family. Surprisingly.
It's weird, isn't it?
Surprisingly, that's...
Even though I really do have family with Supergirl and Crypto, they're actually part of my family. But.
Yeah, but Superman doesn't actually, it's an interesting dichotomy, like in the comic book, because like Batman is actually pretty close to his family, and Superman just isn't really close.
Yeah.
Like, Crypto and Supergirl and Superboy are usually kind of just off by themselves.
Yeah, or even have like nothing. They're even like tangentially like not related to them, even though they kind of supposed to be are like Superboy. Until now, kind of like they've kind of made Supergirl his cousin, and he's got a son now. But before it was always like he was a clone. Superboy was a clone, or Supergirl was like a demon or an alien or something like that. So she wasn't ever like really Superman's like family.
Yeah. But even so, it was always kind of like, you got to go off and live with Ma and Pa, kid. Get away from me. I don't have room for you at my apartment.
Well, I mean, Clark, he has an apartment. Superman has an apartment. He's like, I don't have a mansion that...
Yeah, I don't have a mansion or a bat cave that you guys can hang out with. And plus, I've got a wife that's kind of like,
she's on my back, man.
Yeah, she's going to be like, how long are they going to stay with us? How long is that Superboy going to be here? And it's like, he's my clone. Like, I don't care what he is. You better get him off my couch.
You better get him off my couch.
You better get him off my couch.
It's like, all right, baby, I love you, baby.
Bringing Black Canary in to train these twerps.
Yep. He beats him up real easy because Flash is a big old idiot.
Yeah. Well, he's fast, but he's not quick.
And he's not smart.
Or smart. He doesn't know how to fight.
Yeah.
He was full. His throat was still full of banana.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't really get to digest this banana, so
yeah,
it's unfair.
No, that's the thing. His strategy. You shouldn't eat a banana right before you're about to fight.
Yeah, it's like swimming. You can't eat 20 minutes before you fight.
Yeah.
And you can't have sex either.
Nope. Bam.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she's trying.
I love it how it's like fail at the floor.
Fail. It's like, what I fail?
Okay, I know I lost. Computer didn't have to point out fail.
Fail. I mean, and what's the point of the whole thing? Is it just like if you fall on your back, you fail?
Yeah.
It's not even like, because if you fall on your back, then like you don't really fail because you can get back up.
I guess maybe the floor is a referee or something.
Yeah. Amazo, we see Amazo there.
Yeah.
Robot villain. It's got the powers of all the Justice League.
Yep. Amazo is one of those cool villains that looks real dumb.
But he kind of looks cool.
Whoa. I don't really think he looks cool at all.
I think he kind of looks cool.
I mean, he looks cool.
I mean, of course, yes, he looks ridiculous.
He looks cool to me in the sense that it's like, hey, it's cool that they've preserved the way that he looked from back in the 60s or 70s or whatever he first premiered, and I can respect that. Because honestly, if they took him and they made him look like just like a generic robot, that wouldn't be that cool.
Well, they did that on whatchamacallit, the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
They made him just like a silver or gold looking just robot. He looked like Day They Stood Still, Klaatu.
Yeah.
Or was it Klaatu?
Which that's a whole different thing. In that show, they changed him up a lot, and they made him interesting personality-wise, so it made up for the fact that they kind of, made him look kind of generic. But if they had him look like that, but he was just still like a Amazo, that wouldn't be very good.
I don't know. It would have been interesting that he had those green pants and the
pointy
ears.
I said if he was just like a Amazo, where he was just a robot.
Oh, and he was just generic.
Yeah, and if
looking.
he was just that silver or gold guy, that wouldn't be very cool. But I think in the Justice League, they made up for it by making him like a Silver Surfer type character.
Yeah, because I think he even didn't become a bad guy.
Yeah,
he was just like,
space and
I think he was living with Dr. Fate or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, because they had the Defenders on there, because they got him and Dr. Fate and Aquaman and Solomon Grundy.
Yep, just like the Defenders,
these
but
are
the DC
Defenders.
So now the Young Justice has to escort these trucks that have Amazo's pieces in them because of they think that
Yeah, because people are always out to steal Amazo.
Well, they think Ivo is going to come after it and reassemble Amazo and do that.
Ivo just build a new one.
I don't know.
He built it in the first
Because
place.
it was a lot of money, Jackson.
It was a lot of
A lot of time and money. Like, you lose something that's worth a lot of time and money. It's probably got sentimental value, too.
Why aren't they wearing their costumes?
Because, Jackson, they're the Black Ops.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his mask. He could have his mask on.
He's got his sunglasses on. He's got sunglasses and a visor. I don't see how he can see.
He can't see at all. Yeah, that's why he should have his mask on, and he's just like, I'm Robin.
I don't know. Do you ever see Robin's eyes?
No. No one's ever seen Robin's eyes.
Then how can we tell if he has a soul, Jackson? Eyes are
Because
the window
perhaps
to the soul.
he doesn't.
Robin has no soul. He's like a ginger.
Yes. Robin is a ginger. Well, Jason Todd is a ginger. Hey, some Ultrons?
Some monkey Ultrons.
Monkey Ultrons.
Yeah, I mean, more designs. Is that a racist? Is that racist?
Why, what'd you say?
He said, I hate monkeys.
I wouldn't say that's true.
I don't know. It might be racist.
No, because you can say that you don't like monkeys. You know, if you call a black person a monkey, like if he was looking at
Well,
Black Lightning
Kevin
and he
Michael
said, "I don't
Richardson
like
does
monkeys,"
voice the truck driver, so maybe he was talking to,
about the truck driver.
and it's Kevin Michael Richardson.
No,
He's like,
you know
"I'm
what?
looking
These
monkeys."
designs of these monkeys don't really bother me that much.
No, yeah, these are fine.
These look all right.
I mean, especially they're just like robots that like can just be there, and then especially that they're like robots that like Ivo made. It's not like it's like
Yeah,
these
it's not
are
like they're
robots,
like little,
no
like,
bugs, some dude
genetic
made.
clone creature things, or aliens, or whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
whatever
one of the biggest problems with those, with like the xenomorphs and stuff like that, was that there was a whole sequence where there was a whole bunch of them, and you're just like, there's too many of these things. Like these things, it seems like there's like 20 of them or something like that. Doesn't seem like it's not like there's a whole scene where there's like a big giant one, and then there's a bunch of small ones, and then there's like medium sized ones, and then there's like regular looking like talking ones. There was too many xenomorphs. That you're just like, okay, I'm sick of these daggone xenomorphs. You know, these monkey things come in, you know, they kind of cause some stuff, but then, like, after that, they're gone. Then they're fighting a Mazo.
Well, maybe. I don't know. What happens in this episode?
I do, I watched it.
I like how, you know, she grew extra arms. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
More to punch you with.
Yeah, as the monkeys were getting on her back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, by this point, I think the show was better. I don't like that they, you know, they could have their costumes on when they're in the bikes. I think that's another, like, toy thing, to where they're like, you know, here are the, you know, bike justice, the bike costumes, special bike outfits.
I mean, I think it's, you know, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But
No, it's not that big of a deal, but...
I mean, when watching the show and in retrospect, you're like, it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's a nitpicky thing that we can point out and be like, hey.
It's a nitpicky thing, and it's like, you know what? If that helped them stay on...
I mean, because honestly, Robin's pretty much wearing the Robin costume. It's just like a jacket, and it doesn't have the R.
On.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in terms of like the color scheme and the design, it looks like a Robin costume. It's like if he just had an R and a cape and his mask, he'd look like Robin.
Yeah, true that.
So I mean, he pretty much should just be wearing a.
But it's like if that's what they got to do to stay on the air, that's what they got to do.
You gotta pay your dues.
Have them every other episode wearing like a special.
I mean, he's got lightning bolts on his.
He's got lightning bolts. Yeah, to where they're like, this is my super special luge outfit or whatever every episode. I'd rather them do that than not be on the air.
Yep. And this isn't that bad either. It's not like he's like, we have to wear our super duper special luge suits. It's just the next scene they're in them. They don't like usually. They don't say like these suits are. They don't go out of their way to explain them wearing their suits. It's just like we're wearing these.
Yeah. Yeah, but what you call it? Them adding what you call it on here is, I think, definitely a big help. I think she is one of the best characters on the show.
Miss Martian.
Yeah. And that makes the show a lot more interesting.
Mm-hmm. As opposed to 4 dudes.
Yeah, 4 dudes. And I think it's kind of rare, like in like a superhero show where like the girl is like legit like the best character. I think they put a lot of like work into that.
Mm-hmm. Faux shizzle.
The devil's food.
The devil's food.
That's
what?
An odd order.
Yeah, well, because Superman is like apple pie, because you know American tradition, Midwestern values, apple pie thing.
And he's like strawberry cheesecake. The devil's food.
Well, he just said the devil. He said the devil's food. He didn't even say like, oh, I want devil's food cake, or like can I get a devil's food, cookie or something like that. He was just like, I'll take the devil's food. And they're like, what's that?
Yeah,
that's not on the menu.
We're supposed to know what the devil's food is,
unless they have like some weird like We name our stuff the devil's food, because isn't that funny?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if they zoom out and they're like, this is the Hell Cafe.
This is Hell Cafe in Metropolis. I don't know why you took me here, Bruce.
Because this is my favorite restaurant in Metropolis. It makes me feel like Gotham. They bring them like a cheese sulfur flavored cheesecake.
And he's like, you want some of this?
It's like it tastes like sulfur and brimstone, Bruce. And he's like, yeah, devil's food.
The devil's food. You see, it's Ivo, Professor Ivo, creator of Mazo and
Oh, I
Robots.
thought it was the guy from the cover of all those Mad magazines.
or that guy.
Nah, I'm just playing. I know who it is.
They never say in this episode, quit monkeying around, but
Yeah, they could say quit monkeying around. They could say somebody just threw a monkey wrench into my whole plans.
and he reassembled a Mazo, and now Mazo's gonna fight Superboy.
Oh, snap.
And Superboy's like, I can take him on because Superman won't help me. He's dealing with his own.
Superboy gets to prove himself. Those monkeys aren't laughing at you.
They're laughing at my awesome joke that I just made.
They're just programmed to laugh every 10 seconds.
Kind of an annoying thing, too. I mean, I guess they kind of had to do it because some people probably aren't familiar with the people's powers, but every time a Mazo uses a power, he's like, access Black Canary.
Why would you access Black Canary's powers? Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't think that's that bad.
Well, it just gets annoying after a while because then he just does it
He has
all
to
the
do it
time.
every time.
So it's like access Flash, access Superman, access Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, maybe if he didn't have to say it every time.
Well, then and it's also like he uses it again. So like he'll say access Martian Manhunter to use the powers 1 point, and then a few minutes later say access Martian Manhunter and use the invisibility thing again.
Yeah.
And you're
Maybe
like,
it should have been like access Miss Martian, and then used it.
access Miss Martian.
Yeah, maybe if he had like a TV screen on his chest that like came up and said like accessing Miss Martian, that'd be less annoying.
I don't know. It's just like I said. It wasn't. It's not bad. It's just I felt like he did it.
It gets old after a minute.
It gets old, and he does the same characters again and again, and it's like, but I know whose powers that is.
I get it.
You established whose powers that was already. I got him on a dumb unicycle.
Unicycle. Now, that's two different toys. You can get Robin and his motorcycle and Robin and his unicycle. See, now he's got the outfit on.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he wear it earlier?
Because he changed.
Yeah, but
You see that they're fighting in his school.
in Robin's school
Yep.
or Superboy's school?
Robin's school. Superboy doesn't go to school. Superboy is a clone.
Some kid in there really likes Superman.
Like, oh, I love Superman. And he's like, I hate Superman because he won't help me.
See this very amazing Spider-Man.
Well, he doesn't like mix some chemicals together and throw it at him.
Yeah, you're right. This is better than Amazing Spider-Man.
I don't know. I still love that scene.
No, that scene is the worst.
Or he mixes
That's
the
the
chemicals.
stupidest scene. In Amazing Spider-Man, where he's fighting the lizard, and then the lizard grabs like 2 chemicals and mixes them together and throws it at him real quick.
Yes, it's
That's
the
so
best.
Stupid.
Because that's when you realize, oh, he still has the
He still
mental
has the
fortitude.
chemical.
He still has the mental fortitude to
Yeah,
remember
the
that.
knowledge of chemistry.
Oh, if I mix these 2 chemicals together, then it'll, make some type of explosive thing. Which it doesn't even do anything to him.
Yeah, it just explodes.
He throws him through like a wall. He throws him through like a wall. You don't see what happens to him. But then he mixes the chemicals, throws it in there, and there's a little pfft, and then Spider-Man just comes out and beats him up. And it's kind of like, well,
it's
you didn't even
I have
earn
this
it.
Walter White knowledge of chemistry that I can.
Which,
Whose powers
honestly,
are those? Plastic Man?
Martian Manhunter.
Oh.
Because he said access Martian Manhunter.
Oh, shit.
Who could that be, Jackson?
Have we introduced that character yet?
No.
One of the other really good characters on here, Green Arrow. Accessing Superman. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think he's taking like a second in between to switch his powers.
Yeah, they say accessing.
When he could just like stay as Martian Manhunter and just kill them all that way.
Yeah.
Because Martian Manhunter has like a bunch of powers. I mean, he basically has all the powers.
I mean, that's his downfall, though, is that he keeps saying access, and then they're able to beat him with that.
Yeah.
We'll see in a minute what happens.
I
But
think
that's his
that
downfall.
offers a pretty interesting weakness for him, though.
Yeah, it does. But there was a weakness that I read in a Justice League that Mark Millar wrote.
Uh-huh.
That was an interesting concept. I think it was that it was like he programmed Amazo to, kill the Justice League. And as long as the Justice League was together, he has to kill them. And so,
they just broke up.
Well, so what happened was Superman was eventually like, wait a minute. And then he's like, Amazo, the Justice League has disbanded. And then he's just like, Amazo shuts down or whatever. And Amazo shuts down. And then they're just like, yes, we won.
Oh, blew off his head, son. Yes, because he was in the middle of changing. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That could have been like the way that they become the JLA, where they're like, you know what? There is no Justice League anymore. We're the JLA. And then he's like, mission accomplished. And explodes.
Stephanie, no disassemble.
No disassemble, Amazo.
Why's your hair really brown now?
You know, the dye's kind of worn out.
I have to keep dyeing it every couple minutes.
This Dennis Rodman, Cisco-like dye.
Well, it looks more like Cisco now than it usually does.
Yeah, usually it's more Dennis Rodman. Right now it looks Cisco.
It's weird that Superman's giving you the cold shoulder, but I'm not, because I'm Batman.
It's just how the character of Superman is. It's like I said, he's got his own shit. He doesn't really like to, he hangs out in the office. He gets yelled at by Perry White, and Lois tries to figure out his identity. And he doesn't really like to change that up.
Two different arrows, Jackson. Who could the other arrow be?
Ooh,
It's Speedy.
Who has that, really, jagged arrow? Is that Green Arrow's arrows?
Yeah, he's like, I want him to hurt.
Yeah,
They
I
go
want that to
in.
hurt when it comes out. Jeez, Green Arrow is a jerk.
He's like, I want it to hurt real good.
Like, if he hits you with the leg in that, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because you're going to be wanting to pull it out, and those, not only are the sides going to feel like, oh, that's going to hurt, there's another one that you're like, you got to pull both of those out, and that hurts.
Yeah, geez, the Justice League needs to hold a tribunal or something. Well, that was that was cool.
We've been kind of rating the episodes, and the first few you've been given lower, ratings. What would you give this one, Jackson?
You know what? This one was good. I'll give it a what have our ratings been out of 10?
I don't know.
Who
I think
knows?
Yeah.
I will give it 2. I'll give it 2.5 thumbs up out of 3.
What? Wait, is that out of 10 or is that out of 3 or is it out of 5?
It's out of 3.
Why is it out of 3? Make it out of 10.
Okay. I'll give it 7 thumbs up out of 10.
Okay. There you have it. 7 out of 10 from Jackson. I don't really care. All right, guys. You guys stay fresh, and we'll stay yapping. Goodbye, Jackson.
Terrible.
What are you gonna say at the end?
Huh?
I said, are you gonna have a call off?
I'm gonna say, yeah.
All right. Remember, guys, stay fresh, and we'll stay yapping.